You look up at the night sky and see thousands of twinkling stars scattered across the darkness like glitter on black velvet. Beautiful, right? But lurking out there in space are invisible monsters so powerful they can swallow entire stars for breakfast. They're called black holes, and today I'm gonna explain what they are to you like you're 5 years old. And by the end, you'll understand these cosmic vacuum cleaners that even light can't escape from. First things first, black holes aren't actually holes. I know, the name is super confusing. They're not like the hole that you dig in your backyard to plant a flower in, and they're not like the hole in your sock where your big toe pokes through. They don't go through anything, and you can't fall through them to the other side like Alice tumbling down the rabbit hole. So why do we call them holes? Well, because they're invisible. They're so good at grabbing everything that comes near them, including light, that we can't see them. They look like empty holes in space, even though they're actually incredibly dense objects. And think of a black hole like the ultimate cosmic vacuum cleaner, but instead of sucking up dust bunnies from under your couch, it sucks up stars, planets, gas, and anything else that gets too close. But here's the weird part. This cosmic vacuum cleaner is actually made of stuff that got squished down so small and so tight that it became incredibly heavy. Imagine taking all the stuff in your entire house, every toy, every piece of furniture, every book, every grain of rice in the kitchen, and somehow magically squishing it all down until it fits in a space smaller than a marble. That tiny marble would be super heavy because it has all of the stuff from your house packed into it. A black hole is just like that, but instead of, house stuff, it's made from entire stars that got squished down to almost nothing. How does a star turn into a black hole though? Well, stars are basically giant balls of burning fire in space. They're like cosmic campfires, but instead of burning wood, they burn their own gas to make light and heat. For most of their lives, stars are in a constant tug of war with themselves. The fire in the middle wants to explode outward and blow the star apart, while the gravity wants to squeeze everything inward and crush the star down. Usually these two forces balance out each other perfectly, like two kids pulling equally hard on opposite ends of a rope. But eventually, every star runs out of the fuel to burn. It's like when your campfire runs out of wood and starts to die down. When a really big star runs out of fuel though, gravity wins the tug of war in a spectacular way. Without the fire pushing outward, gravity gets to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze without anything fighting back. The star collapses in on itself faster than you can blink. And all that star stuff, which used to be spread out across millions of miles, gets crushed down into a space smaller than a city. Sometimes smaller than a mountain. Sometimes even smaller than that. When something that massive gets squished into something that tiny, it creates what we call a singularity. That's a fancy science word that basically means a point where normal rules don't work anymore. The singularity is where all of that crushed star stuff lives, packed so tightly that it breaks our understanding of how things normally work. Around this impossibly dense point is something called the event horizon. Think of it like an invisible bubble around the singularity. The event horizon isn't made of anything that you can touch. It's more like an imaginary line in space. Imagine if your house had a magic doorway where once you walked through it, you could never walk back out. That is what the event horizon is like, except instead of a doorway, it's an invisible sphere floating in space. Why can't anything escape once it crosses the event horizon though? Well, it all comes down to gravity. Gravity is the force that keeps your feet on the ground and makes things fall down instead of floating away. On Earth, gravity is pretty gentle. If you jump, you come back down. But, you can still jump. If you throw a ball really hard, it might go pretty far before gravity pulls it back down. But around a black hole, gravity is so incredibly strong that nothing can move fast enough to escape it. Not a rocket ship, not light itself, not even your thoughts if they could somehow travel through space. Here's a funny way to think about it. Imagine you're on a playground with a really steep slide. If the slide is just a little bit steep, you can easily walk up it. If it's steeper, you might need to crawl up it. If it's really steep, you might slide back down even when you're trying to climb up. Now imagine a slide so steep that even if you had rocket boots and could run faster than a race car, you still couldn't make it up. That is what the gravity around a black hole is like. It's like the steepest slide in the universe, and once you start sliding down toward the black hole, there's no climbing back up. But wait, it gets even weirder. Space and time around a black hole get all stretchy and bendy, like a rubber sheet that someone is pulling on. If you could somehow watch someone falling into a black hole from a safe distance, you would see something very strange happen. As they got closer and closer to the event horizon, they would appear to slow down. From your perspective, it would look like they were moving in slow motion, getting slower and slower until they seemed to freeze right at the edge of the event horizon. But from their perspective, they would feel like they were falling normally. Time itself gets all wonky around black holes. And if that wasn't strange enough, the person falling in would also appear to get stretched out like taffy. Scientists have a funny name for this. They call it spaghettification. Yes, that's a real scientific term. As someone falls toward a black hole, the gravity at their feet becomes much stronger than the gravity at their head because their feet are closer to the black hole. This difference in gravitational pull stretches them out longer and longer until they look like a piece of spaghetti. Now, you might be wondering how we know black holes exist if we can't even see them. Well, that's a great question. It's like trying to find an invisible person in a room full of people. How would you do it? Well, you'd look for clues. Maybe you'd see footprints appear on the floor with no one making them, or you'd see objects moving around by themselves. Scientists look for similar clues when hunting for black holes. One of the biggest clues is when they see stars acting weird. Sometimes astronomers will spot a star that seems to be dancing around in space, spinning in circles like it's dancing with an invisible partner. When they study the star's movements carefully, they can figure out that it must be orbiting around something massive that they can't see. It's like watching someone slow dance alone and realizing there must be an invisible person that they're dancing with. That invisible dance partner is often a black hole. Another way scientists find black holes is by looking for their messy eating habits. When a black hole is gobbling up material from a nearby star, that material doesn't just quietly disappear. As gas and dust spiral into the black hole, they heat up to incredibly hot temperatures and start glowing brightly. It's like watching water go down a drain, but the water is glowing hot gas and the drain is invisible. Scientists can see this glowing material spinning around what appears to be empty space, which tells them there's a black hole there doing the eating. There are tiny black holes that might weigh as much as a few stars, and there are absolutely gigantic black holes that weigh as much as millions or even billions of stars. The really big ones are called supermassive black holes, and they live at the centers of galaxies. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, has a supermassive black hole right at its center. Don't worry though, it's about 26,000 light years away from us, which is incredibly far. You'd have to travel at the speed of light for 26,000 years just to reach it, so it's not gonna suck up the Earth anytime soon. These supermassive black holes, though, are like the kings of their galaxies. They're so massive that their gravity helps hold entire galaxies together. All the stars in a galaxy, including our own sun, orbit around the galaxy's center where the supermassive black hole lives. It's like a cosmic merry-go-round with the black hole as the center post and billions of stars as the horses going around and around. Scientists think that black holes might actually be important for helping galaxies form and grow. When black holes eat material, they sometimes shoot out powerful jets of energy and particles like cosmic geysers. These jets can travel for thousands of light years and can affect how new stars form in the galaxy. It's like the black hole is gardening, helping to shape and tend to its galactic garden. One of the most exciting things that has happened in recent years is that scientists have actually taken pictures of black holes. Well, sort of. Remember, black holes themselves are invisible, but scientists used special telescopes to take pictures of the glowing material spinning around black holes. The first picture was taken in 2019, and it showed the supermassive black hole at the center of a galaxy called M87. It looked like a glowing orange donut with a dark hole in the middle. The dark part in the center was the black hole's shadow, where no light could escape. Black holes also do something really weird to space and time around them. They create what scientists call gravitational waves. Imagine space as a still pond and black holes as really heavy bowling balls. When two black holes spiral into each other and merge, they create ripples in space itself, like dropping those bowling balls into the pond. These ripples travel across the universe at the speed of light, and scientists have built special detectors that can feel these tiny ripples when they pass by Earth. It's like being able to feel the splash from a distant pond while sitting in your living room. The study of black holes has taught us a lot about how the universe works. They've helped us understand gravity better, they've shown us how space and time are connected, and they've revealed secrets about how galaxies form and evolve. Black holes are like cosmic laboratories where the normal rules of physics get pushed to their absolute limits. Some people worry that scientists might accidentally create a black hole on Earth with particle accelerators or other experiments, but don't lose any sleep over this. Even if scientists could create tiny black holes, which is extremely unlikely, they would evaporate almost instantly. Small black holes are actually unstable and disappear very quickly through a process called Hawking radiation, named after the famous scientist Stephen Hawking, who figured out the process. Black holes represent some of the most extreme conditions in the universe. They're places where matter is crushed to infinite density, where time slows down and stops, and where space itself gets twisted into impossible shapes. They're cosmic monsters that can devour entire solar systems, yet they're also essential parts of how galaxies work and evolve. So let's recap this whole cosmic adventure. Black holes aren't actually holes. They're super dense points where dead stars got squished down to almost nothing. They have invisible bubbles around them called event horizons that nothing can escape from once crossed. They stretch things like spaghetti, make time go all weird, and are basically the universe's most powerful vacuum cleaners. We find them by watching stars dance with invisible patterns and by seeing glowing material spiraling into nothing. Now go forth and impress everyone with your black hole knowledge. Just don't get too close to any real ones.